It's the same people that are going to keep voting for Gavin Newsom.
Let's talk about you talking about tolerance. I mean, there's no better example of tolerance than EU. So X terminates European Commission's ad account after a £120 million fine on December 7, 2025, 2 days after the regulatory body imposed a £120 million fine against the platform for digital services act violations, making an unprecedented escalation in the conflict between the social media company and the European regulators. Nikita Beer, X's head of product, announced the termination in response to the Commission's announcement of the fine, according to a post on X. The irony of your announcement: you logged into your dormant ad account to take advantage of an exploit in our ad composer to post a link that deceives users into thinking it's a video and to artificially increase its reach, Beer wrote. As you may be aware, X believes everyone should have an equal voice on our platform. However, it seems you believe that the rules should not apply to your account. Your ad account your ad account has been terminated. The accusation creates a noble contradiction. X's head of product acknowledged the platform for advertising formats capable of deceiving user about content type, the same category of deceptive design practices cited in the European Commission's £120 million fine. Beer's statement characterized this ad as an exploit rather than an intentional product feature, suggesting the platform recognizes the deceptive potential of certain advertising presentation methods. By the way, the £120 million is $140 million US dollars. Tom, your thoughts on this?
So I dug into this over the weekend, and it is so wrong by our standards. There is no American-style free speech in Europe. There isn't. Go look in England, and if you say something online, they come get you. And that's basically what's happening here. The core Europeans are furious with the ruling elites who imported the third world, and they can't speak about it, and they can't challenge it, and they can't talk about it. And then this account goes sideways, so the EU says, wait a minute. The people were finding platform. Remember, this starts with door-knocking cops in the UK and spreads across the continent. And they're trying to shut the free speech down, and they're trying to get in front of it. And so they're like, we have a social media law, and that is, will you please stop giving? Here's the headline, Pat. I'm fining you $140 million US dollars. Here's why. We don't have your kind of free speech, and you're helping our people exercise American-style free speech, but we want all of the citizens to STFU because that's not the way we do it. We're making the decisions here, and we don't want to hear citizens getting revved up. And Pat, it's not that the speech was on the platform. It was the amount of followership it was getting from core regular citizens who were saying, I am pissed off about how many of these people were brought into Germany. Remember all the boats that came into Germany?
Of course.
And people are pissed off. So it is not that X had an account doing this, Pat. It was the amount of viewership the account is getting. And so the block is coming back and saying, Elon Musk, I'm fining you. Why? We don't have American-style free speech. Stop enabling it. That's not what they're saying, but that is what they're doing.
Vinny.
Wow. I just think it's like the way that great breakdown, Tom, because I figured, I was like, wait, is that what's going on? So does he have to pay, can he fight it? Or it's just like a done deal that he has to pay it? Will he be able to fight this? Because Tom, he can't really just shut it down for everybody in the UK, but this goes into everything that we talked about, Pat, with all the grooming gangs and everything. They don't want people to hear the truth. And that's why him buying X, I think, was one of the biggest, most monumental things where he lost money just to give us free speech, just to give us the public square. So that is really, really messed up, and I'm shocked to see. Not shocked. I'm interested to see.
Do you have a clip on this? I think you do have a clip on this.
I have this is the European Union announcing the fine.
Please play this. Let's see what he even said, how his voice sounds like. Go ahead, Rob.
Today, the Commission has issued a fine of €120 million to X for breaching the Digital Services Act. This is the first ever fine under the DSA. X has indeed breached its transparency obligation under the DSA. This includes X's blue check mark. It deceives users. Anyone can pay to obtain the verified status. And X does not meaningfully verify who is behind it. It also includes X advertising repository, which does not work properly, and X doesn't provide effective data access for researchers. Failure to comply with the non-compliance decision may lead to
Researchers
periodic
means
penalty
government.
payments on top of today's fine. At the same time, we have adopted today and accepted TikTok's commitments to make its own advertising repository work. What does this show? Our objective is not a fine. If you engage constructively with the Commission, we settle cases. If you do not, we take action.
Wow. Okay, so who's going to win this one, Tom?
By the way, TikTok is China. China's like, oh, you don't want people talking about this or that? No problem. I got the software right here. Turn this button. Okay, you're all set. And you want researchers to know exactly who it is? Okay, great. So basically, I'm a German. I go over there. I set up an account. I get a lot of followers. I pay $8 a month for my blue check. They're upset because it means, in their eyes, it's deceiving core people who think the blue check means that Tom is a validated guy. So you see where this is going, Pat? Hey, stop doing stuff that'll cause common people to start following sensible voices. You're pissing us off. Wow. That's what's going on.
Wow.
So to me, did you see the article when Elon Musk says we need to return to national sovereignty? To me, the argument here is this: there's this clear globalist agenda and nationalist agenda. So like the word nationalist gets a very bad rap. Oh, you're a nationalist. You're a white nationalist. No, in essence, I'm a nationalist. I love America. Everywhere I go, I wear an American pin. I love my nation. To me, America is the number one place in the world, bar none. I love my nation. There's nothing wrong with being a nationalist. The problem with nationalists it's like, oh, if I don't like you, I'm going to kick you out of the country. So this globalist agenda, what is Brussels anyway? The home to the EU? Are they elected? Like, who are these people? This globalist agenda. It's almost like this, I don't want to upset anybody, like this kind of like weird European gay mafia.
They all gave up sovereignty control. It's a great question. They all gave up sovereignty control to create the EU Commission. And they put that woman, Ursula von der Leyen, I just butchered her name. In charge on the economic side. And they have these courts and these commissions where they've all essentially given up their Ursula von der Leyen. They've all basically, Adam, given up their sovereignty on this, or this. And now they've created the DSA, the Digital Services Act. So now you give up sovereignty when it comes to online, and they can do it. But to your point, that's what happened. They all gave up sovereignty, and now they got these Mickey Mouse laws running the show, not their own governments.
And then with mass migration, you have all these, you've imported the third world into your countries, and your country is no longer your country anymore. I would love to see some stats on Brussels of what, I think I saw some stats about percentage of children born in Brussels. I think, in London, the most common name is Mohammed.
Yeah, of course.
But it doesn't just stop at London. I feel like it's like,
wasn't
all over
it's
Europe.
the world. It's the number one popular name for males. It's Muhammad.
In Europe. Think about that for a second. Can we validate that?
In all of Europe?
It's not Hans.
No, of course not. It's not Franz.
It's not Hans and Franz. They're here to pump you up.
The older people are going to get that.
Anyways, look, finish your thought.
No, I'm just, at some point, Europe's going to have to get some balls and just reclaim who you are. And not be ashamed of it.
I think
you're European.
I think certain countries will and may get leaders that will, but then the Brexit concept, you remember what happened with the Brexit issue?
Of course.
And then when they did, they're on an island on their own. They're dealing with their own issues. This is a great meme right here. Free speech has not been banned in the UK, and we will arrest anyone who says it has. Right?
Perfect.
This meme was tweeted by Elon 3 days ago, and I thought it was an amazing meme that kind of depicts what's going on in that entire area.
And did you see this past weekend, all these tree lighting ceremonies and stuff? And I just sent it to Rob. This is Brussels. That guy was from Brussels, right? Look at all the stuff that's happening. This is outside of churches and stuff. In Brussels, in Milan, in Europe. I sent you another one, Rob. They invaded the Christian markets in Mons, Germany, and they're screaming Allahu Akbar and all that stuff. And no, of course, but here's the thing. That's why they don't want you on X, because they don't want you showing how horribly they failed. And look at this. This is outside of a church. These are outside of churches, guys. And then when people try to play this whole, no, it's not, you guys are crazy, it's not going to happen in our generation, but
Who's people, Vinny?
What?
When you say people,
Well,
which
I'm saying
people?
who's
downplaying it?
Okay, okay. For instance,
Be
people like
specific.
Piers Morgan,
Okay.
people like Keir Starmer, people like even people here. You have no idea how many back and forths I have. And mind you, this is an interesting fact that I have to put out because I, like all of you guys know, how many times have we gone with debates, especially when Israel was up. I'm critical of governments. I'm critical of Israel on actions. I'm critical of Muslims. I talk about this. I talk about Somalia. Guess what? My DMs and everything. I'll have Jewish people that want to debate. I'll have Jewish people that are coming at me on my neck, paying me to go back and forth, and it's deep, and we go at it, okay? Guess who's the only ones that are threatening my life? That are like, I will kill you, I'll cut your effing head off.
Scientologists.
No.
Mormons.
Nope.
Buddhists?
Christians.
Nope. Not
Jews.
one. Not one. Not
Jews.
one. Not one.
Okay, I'm going to roll shot in the dark.
Muslim community
Islamists?
is the
okay.
only one that I have to report to the FBI because they're saying that they want to kill me because there's no dialogue. And I want to
You
tell...
reported to the FBI?
I 100% tag them and I send it to them. Email them.
You can
and I say,
tag
"Here's
the
guy."
FBI.
Yeah, you can.
in a
But
Twitter
ready
post,
for
yes.
this? And the warning, like, and I tell people, Pat, and I'm not apologizing. We say it. People are like, you're Islamophobic. You hate Muslims. No. This is an Islam thing. And I'm telling you right now, and I've said this the last podcast, when Muslims gain full state power, okay, the repeated historic patterns undeniable. Ready for this? In Armenia, from 1894 to 1923, 1.5 million Christians eliminated, okay? Assyrian genocide, 1914 to 1923, 300,000 Assyrian Christians massacred. Greek genocide, 1913 to 1922, 1 million Christians killed or expelled. Bangladesh, 1971, 1 year, 3 million Hindus slaughtered. Sudan, 1983 to 2005, 2 million Christians exterminated under official jihad. And Nigeria, from 2009 to today, 125,000 Christians butchered in a silent genocide. Every single time Islam achieved total political and military dominance over non-Muslims, the result was the same. So we might not see it in our lifetime, but I'm telling y'all, it's slowly, look at the Somalia, look at all the mosques and all the churches that they're buying. Everybody right now is like, nah.
I think it's
Hey,
gonna,
Vinny.
I think it's going to
No,
get
no.
nasty in the
Can I do
States,
this
Vinny.
something for you? You ready?
What? What? No, it's a.
Thank you for waking up, buddy. I've been on this vibe for years.
No, Adam.
Just hear me out.
But I'm not woken up. I've
of course
known
you
this.
have, but now you're saying it out loud. That's the toughest
But
part.
this, no, because I'll show.
Because
I'll
you're
show
getting
you
the
guys.
death threats.
No, but the death threats were happening a little bit recently, but now
it's getting worse.
crazy that you want
Hey,
to
buddy,
kill me.
welcome to my world, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Word, talk, number, scream, and history repeats itself. Look at those chapters you
I'm
went
just
through.
telling you, Tom, my
horrifying.
concern is it's just getting started.
That's what.
Oh, it
But,
is.
that,
I
but here,
agree.
Vinny.
but we're,
It
you
is.
know, I love you for saying that, Patrick. We're not going to
Guys,
see
it's
it.
called the Crusades.
I'm
It
telling
happened
you,
already.
and I'm telling
multiple
you-
times.
I'm telling you the craziest thing I'm telling you right now. The craziest thing I'm telling you right now. Gangs are going to make a comeback the next 2 decades.
Oh yeah.
And you know what you're going to do?
Side with
You're
the gangs.
going to be siding with gangs when they make
Our
a comeback.
gangs.
Of course,
Yeah.
Do
vigilante
you know why?
justice.
Because those guys are willing to do anything and everything to protect. Because they have very little to lose. And they have pride. I know certain people, like when you sit and talk to certain, you know, whether it's the Italian mafia or whatever else, Rob, you put on the jacket. I don't want to put on the jacket. If you can let them know to turn it on because I'm freezing my ass off as well. No, I just saw what I'm like, my hands are cold. No, hang on. Let me finish my thought. So what I'm saying here is the following. The stories of back in the days when they interviewed New York, and there's two arguments when the mob was there. When the mob was there, guess what kids couldn't do, Tom? When the mob was there. They couldn't just act dumb and stupid. Because there were some mobsters, they know what they would do? What are you doing, Johnny? Go home right now. You don't need to be in the streets. Go home. Get out of here, okay? And then if other people came in the community to try to disrupt, you couldn't do that in the Italian community. You couldn't do that in the Irish community.
Nope.
You couldn't do that in certain one of these. Now, don't get me wrong. Take aside all the crime and all the other stuff that they had going on. Of course, we don't support any of that stuff. But if you're going to come and you're going to try to destroy the greatest country in the world, and all the other people can't do anything because they know they have a lot to lose, You know what's the biggest protection of these people in Somalians and Minnesota and Dearborn? You know what protects them the most? Do you know what is the biggest protector of these guys? You know why they can do what they do?
Is it
do
the
you know why?
tolerant Christians?
No, it's the people that have a lot to lose are not willing to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that one more time. What is their biggest insurance policy is that people who have a lot to lose won't do anything. Why? You have kids. Why is that when you know the story you always hear about is CIA agents would recruit what type of people? Who would CIA recruit?
Single
ones that
people,
broke
Troubled,
family.
destitute young men.
Thank you.
15-year-old troubled, destitute men.
Why, Tom?
Because they have no purpose, and they give them purpose. They give them a hope, but it's a hope in the most negative of things, but it fills an open gap in them.
Who is a terrible agent to recruit?
Says a kid with a strong father.
A kid with a strong father.
Well-informed.
And you know what's even worse? If you're married with kids and people to lose, because you're not willing to do everything it takes. And this is pre-60 CIA. Today's 60 CIA is a little bit more woke. Pre-60 CIA, which we had, Rob, if you remember Bustamante when he was talking about pre-60 CIA, what it was like, that certain budget, that's a different story. So to me, what protects these guys, they know you guys got a lot to lose. I ain't got nothing to lose. You know your religion, to you guys putting yourself on the line, to you, God doesn't condone that. To us, if I do it for the right cause, there's some special things waiting for me in the afterlife. Mm-hmm. That mindset is it. And by the way, me and Kareem were having a conversation. We went to the game together. It was me, Mario, him, and the kids. And we went to the game. We watched Messi have 2 incredible assists. Jeez. And they won 3-1. That game could have been a tie game going into penalties. It could have been it was actually a very good game. But I asked him a question. We're having a conversation. I said, so, you know what video I want to make? What's that? I want to make a video of who are the most successful Muslim billionaires in the world that are non-oil money.
Yes, exactly.
Non-oil money. And then I want to see if it's Sunni or Shia, okay? And then I want to know the ones that are the Sunnis who became billionaires, who create a lot of jobs, are they still fully practicing, or they've kind of stepped away and they're just kind of like, look, out of respect for my parents, I'm still a Sunni Muslim, but I'm not really practicing. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of like, it is what I am. I'll never be a Christian because I don't want to offend my mom and dad, but, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Okay, great. Why am I doing that? Because what is the way, define how we contribute to society. How do you define when a man and a woman have contributed to society? Give me 10 different ways you and I can contribute to society. For instance, we moved to Singapore. We moved to Brazil. We moved to pick a country. We moved to Panama.
Okay.
How do you measure, if we run a country, we want to measure what it is that somebody contributes to society. Tell me 10 different ways somebody contributes to
Create
society.
jobs.
Get a job.
Create a community.
Get a job. Pay the taxes.
Family values.
Follow the law.
So let's kind of go through it. Okay, so you get a job.
Get a job.
You pay taxes. Okay.
Okay. You contribute to society.
You create jobs.
You could give back.
Become
You
an
start a
entrepreneur, you
business.
create jobs,
you could become
give
an
back to
entrepreneur.
society.
So start a
Community
business,
involvement, philanthropy.
which means when you start a job, what are you creating? Start a business. What are you
Opportunity,
creating?
business,
Other jobs.
You're
Other
creating
people-
jobs.
Yes,
What
of
other
course.
way do you create to give back to society?
Well, your kids, you judge them by the quality of your kids and the kids that are around your
Children
kids.
that contribute.
So what happens in those schools? What happens in your neighborhood? It's easy to observe and measure. What a great neighborhood.
Donate your
Right?
time,
You get
volunteer,
safer communities.
philanthropy.
Yep. Can we say safer communities?
Charity, philanthropy.
Volunteer.
Yep.
What else?
Coach, mentor.
Okay.
Learn the language. Assimilate.
Learn the language.
You have to learn the language.
You are contributing to society.
I have to learn the
What
language.
else?
We're there.
It's
be
weird, but
proud
no
of your,
no rap sheet.
Criminal records.
No rap sheet like
proud
criminal.
of your country. Be
Yeah.
patriotic.
You're not doing things wrong. You're in their country doing things
Patriotism.
right.
Patriotism. Okay, so here's what I got.
In
By the way,
America.
Rob, can you look at the comment section to see what other people are saying that maybe we didn't mention? Maybe there's some other ones that we can add to this as well. So get a job to contribute to society.
Must.
Pay taxes. Maybe you start a business. You create jobs. You raise good kids that make the world a safer place. Okay, safer communities. Volunteer. Okay, you coach, you mentor, you give back. You speak the language. No rap sheet. You're a patriot. You're proud of being Is there anything else I missed,
Donate,
Rob?
philanthropy.
Okay, let's put donate. Okay, Tom, do you see anything else on the chat? Rob, do you see anything else?
No, there's a couple of faith-based things that you establish your faith within their culture.
Okay. So faith-based.
Belief in a higher power.
Game. So check this out. On a scorecard, what if we ran data to show where do Muslims rank on this? Let's do it. Maybe they crush it. Let's do it. Let's run this to see Hispanics. If we run Hispanics and say, where do Mexicans rank on this versus Hondurans versus, Cubans versus Venezuelans versus Salvadorians. Let's measure which one, where they rank. Let's measure, Muslims from Pakistan versus, Iran versus Afghanistan versus Saudi, right? Where they measure. Let's measure Asians. Okay, where are Asians with crime?
We could measure the Vietnamese guy that we just saw. We could give him a little report card.
Let's measure Japanese. Why doesn't the White House just pull up the damn data and then just show it to us? Then put Indians on there, put Punjabi on there, put Scientologists on there, put Jehovah's on there, put 7 Day on there, put everybody on there, put Jews on there. What will we find? What data will show? And then you look at this and you're like, so if based on this report card, you measure who makes it better, who will be at the top and who will be at the bottom?
Somalians will not be at the top.
I was just going to say, Minneapolis on that list, show me where would they be on that list?
Show me Somalia.
Yeah,
Not on the list.
But the point to me is what has happened the last 3 years after October 7th, guys. 5 years ago was COVID. They changed the game. 5 years ago, COVID. Then it was Ukraine 3-4 years ago. Whatever COVID, Ukraine was, I think, 4 years ago. But what broke the back was October 7th when Hamas attacked Israel, and then it was everything on the other way around on what happened there, right? And then people lost it. They didn't know what to say. They didn't know how to handle it. Listen, I'm okay if Israel's the bad guy, if Armenians are the bad guy, if Assyrians, I'm Armenian Assyrian, put it up there. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Christians are the bad guy, that whenever community they go to, they're horrible. Maybe it's Muslims, maybe it's Jews, maybe it's Scientologists, but give me the data. You can always find out the data. Walmart, when they would expand in new territories, you know what it was always, what cities they would choose? 10 miles outside of a metropolitan city. They would never go to a metropolitan city.
Weird.
That was Walmart's strategy. 10 miles out. Why? Because they wanted to be out. Real estate is cheaper, and it's access to people that don't want to go to the city. Mm-hmm. You saved a 20, 30-minute drive. So their strategy was what? 10 miles outside of it. Yeah. Why? Because you think it was just a guessing game, or you think it was a data-based decision? Data. Give me the data, White House. Give me the data. Hire me, I'll do this. Give me the data. We'll put a team of 20 people. I'll fund it myself. Give me the data. I'd love to go in there and just pull up the flip and we have the data. Bring some of the best analysts and put the report together and then put it out there and say, maybe we were wrong. Maybe the greatest entrepreneurs and job creators are,
maybe
Muslims.
Sharia law is the way to go.
Maybe it is.
Maybe that's what's up.
As much as you're
white liberal women,
I'm actually being straight up honest.
Yeah,
just put it up there.
Well, they say that numbers don't lie. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. So
you're saying, show me the data.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the part where I think America's going to get nasty. Mm-hmm. I think America's going to get nasty because of this issue. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to get very, very, very nasty. So let me go to the story here.